Hello community. As promised, I'm jumping on live just a few times a week just to keep reminding you that we do have, I'm going to refer to my notes, the program changes happening on March 22nd. Okay, so episode 47 of my podcast, so that's the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast, very easy to find, just any podcast platform. The Strategic Bookkeeper episode 47 is going to tell you about the changes, okay? It's pretty much foundation member specials ending. There's a pricing change which will be explained in there. And there is also, we're closing the doors, okay? They'll only open 3 times a year. And I also explained this in Monday's video as well. So when I show up on a live for you, I always think about what I can share with you in order to help you thrive in practice. And sometimes that's specific information, like I've just done a 5-part podcast, which will be rolled out over 5 weeks, which is like it's almost like a mini course. And that goes really deep into the problems that bookkeepers, I should say the mistakes and misconceptions, right? So that you can identify, oh my God, am I doing this? Direct and redirect you. In today's podcast, what I'd really like to do is put my coach hat on, very much my tough coach hat on, tough Jeannie. I was reading a book recently, and it was the second time I heard this concept of choose your hard or choose your struggle. And with the transformation program, as I said in the last video, look, it is the whole project that I've rolled out. I'm very proud to say it is a world-class, world first, okay? And you hear directly from the program participants, from the tribe, just how transformational it is, okay? In the words of one of Australia's, the head of one of the associations, which I won't name because I haven't sought permission to, but I'm the first person to serve up the entire solution, not part of the solution, okay? So, what I really want to, I guess, ask you today and ask you to maybe go to a place of honesty with yourself is around if you're listening to me, if you're reading my book and listening to my podcast, if you haven't yet achieved the income and lifestyle that you want, and be honest with yourself, yeah, because I meet bookkeepers who tell me how busy they are, and it is not translating, yeah, and I've got a crystal ball and I know what's ahead, yeah. And think about your excuses, because I really like to join your program, Jeannie. Usually the excuses are time and money, yeah? And is it okay if today I call bullshit on those excuses? Because it's about choose your hard, choose your struggle, yeah? Even in the program, when I have my tribe members busy and this kind of thing, I do a hot seat and I work with them, and very quickly they can see, as in the words of one of my tribe members, you took all my excuses away, Jeannie, okay? So if you're saying, well, I don't have time, I don't have money, then I just want you to think about choosing your hard, choosing your struggle, because the hard that you're choosing is the I've got no time and I'm going to keep struggling along in my practice, or I'm going to use money, right? The program is ridiculously cheap, okay? It's $99 a week, Australian dollars, for a lap around the sun, okay? Now that changes March 22 to US dollars, but the idea that any bookkeeper can't afford this is ridiculous. The reason that I priced it weekly is that I went back in time to the beginning of my journey and I asked myself what would have been ideal. And I thought, if somebody had have served me up this kind of program, but then also said, Jeannie, you can just pay it weekly at $99 a week, I would have been able to pay for it and get results so that it paid for itself. And that's exactly what happens in the program. So money isn't an excuse, yeah? And time is not an excuse. Yeah, it's an excuse that you make up, but you can make harder choices. Something that I really am passionate about with my business owners, with my bookkeepers, is there's hard work and then there's hard decisions, yeah? And on the whole, like, hard work is always required, okay, to get up. I woke up Sunday with another chest infection. I'm up early this morning, I'm delivering, okay? There's always an element of hard work involved. However, from all my experience, and success leaves clues, it's the harder decisions that make more of the difference, okay? Hard work is often required, a bit like when you're riding a bike up a hill. We've got to pedal really hard, but once we get up the hill, we don't have to, okay? So you put in a bit of grunt, you put in a bit of hard work, but then you get to reap the benefits of that, yeah? But in business, hard decisions will never go away. Every single day of the week, the rest of your life in business, you need to step up and make hard decisions. The exciting thing is, and the great thing is, that when you begin to make the hard decisions rather than avoid the hard decisions, yeah, everything gets easier. And you'll say to yourself, why didn't I do this all along? Okay, definitely that is my experience, because I'm no different to you. I've done all the things, yeah. I'm speaking for International Women's Day next week across 3 time zones plus locally. And one of the things that I'm passionate about sharing is my secrets to success. And these are mindset, not the stuff I share with you in the book, right? And today it is me turning up to call bullshit on excuses, yeah, that hold you back, that keep you struggling, that send you in a direction that takes you to destination not done and never getting it done, versus, you know, backing yourself, going for it, and avoiding fear, doubt, and indecision. Okay, so 2 things. So am I smarter, faster, a superhero? No, yeah. Accountability and no fail, yeah. So I am accountable for everything in my life. I was just reading that again in another book, okay. If you look at the theme in all the world famous books throughout the eons, one of the themes is around accountability. I was interested in a book I read the other day, that the life-changing something of not giving a F, which is, I took something away from it. It's not my favorite book in the world, but it was interesting. They do really over-explain what accountability is. Yeah, so it's worth maybe reading it for that. But everything that happens in my life is my doing. Yeah, everything, absolutely everything. I am accountable. But the other thing is, in my life, there's no failing. There's just, I haven't got there yet. Okay, I could tell you the stories of Thomas Edison and everybody else, and anyone who achieved anything, even if it's an athlete, it's anyone. To me, and what I did. We didn't get there the first or the second or the third time. We got there the 150th time, yeah? So if I perceived the time that it didn't work as failure, I wouldn't have kept going, okay? So accountability and removing failure from your mind, from your vocabulary. I feel like I was born without ever having a capacity to understand what failure is, okay? So in terms of the program, because this is what I wanted to show up to share with you just a few times a week, that the changes are coming March 22. If you're a bookkeeper who is not joining because you're using these excuses of time, money, because you are in fear, doubt, and indecision, because you fear making a decision that is wrong, because we've all done that before, okay? I'm just going to turn up with that tough coach hat on, yeah, and suggest that you consider that, yeah. Absolutely be decisive, yeah. I took a massive decisive action on Saturday, and even I reflect on it and say, wow, but being decisive is so key to finding success, backing yourself and going for it, okay? I wouldn't be here as the strategic bookkeeper serving you if I hadn't have done that, okay? So I'm turning up today to call bullshit on your excuses in order to just inspire you and motivate you to take action, yeah? If you realize that the program has everything that you want and need, like I was reading an email from a bookkeeper the other day, and everything she needs to do is inside the program, but she's not going to join because she did another program once, and it's like, I'm calling bullshit, yeah? Yet other program participants, when they said to me, oh, I joined another program, I said, I'm pretty sure everything you just told me you need in the next 12 months is in my program, said, oh my goodness, Jeannie, you're 100% right, I'm in. They have joined, they are achieving, they are killing it, they are knocking it out of the ballpark. So you're at a fork in the road. Which way are you going to go? I hope that this video was helpful, and I'll see you again very soon.